Welcome again to Queens College on Facebook Live. It's time for the 2022 CUNY Men's Soccer Championship game, a rematch from a year ago featuring top-seeded and defending champion Baruch, the Bearcats at 10-5, and perfect in league play at 7-0, facing the two-seeded Lehman Lightning at 7-9-4-2. And with that, along with Carrie Gluck, I'm Ralph Bednarczyk. Last year, it was Baruch that stunned Lehman in penalties, who was the 1 seed then and seemed destined to win the championship. This year, Baruch swept through the league, but had to come from behind to beat Lehman October 15th, setting the stage, Carrie, for what feels like a true toss-up kind of a game.
Well, you got 1 and 2. This is what they, what everyone wants. This is the game that everyone looks to. The top seed one, Baruch, defending champs, going against Lehman College. Baruch started off the season, they lost 5 of their first 6, but since then they have been on a hot streak, 9-game winning streak coming into today, including a 4-2 win over Lehman earlier this season. Lehman on the other side, second consecutive championship game. They have been the 2-time CUNY champs. They look to avenge the loss earlier this year and see if they can take back the title that they thought they were going to be able to walk away with last year.
Big news pregame, Baruch's center mid, the CUNY Player of the Year, senior Jamali Zarnadzi, leading scorer with 10 goals to lead the conference. 3 assists, 5-game winners, not in the starting lineup last minute, about 15 minutes prior, but he is dressed and he did warm up.
Well, he is a factor to be considered. Not in the starting lineup. You got to wonder if he's in any way injured, but he is a player who can beat you off the dribble. He led the conference in game-winning goals with 5. He had been scheduled to take their set pieces. He is just a beast on the field. He's their leading scorer, a second-team CUNYAC and the player of the week earlier this season. He can score off his head. He can do it all.
And for Lehman, the Rookie of the Year, Philip Osei, stepped into a veteran team and had a great season to be the Lightning's leading scorer with 8 goals, 3 assists.
Only a freshman, but this kid has the ability to score. He's creative. When he gets in the box, he is a threat. In the first game earlier this season, he was involved in both of the Lehman goals, scoring 1 and getting the assist. He is certainly a young man that Baruch is going to have to watch and be careful of, because if he gets near the box, watch out, he can put it in the back of the net.
Lehman taking the field on their 4-5-1. There is Baruch's Kellen Sella, last year's CUNY tournament MVP, a 4-year starter. All 63 games of his career last year, helping Baruch to the victory in penalties, making 6 saves in this CUNY championship. He's got the experience on his side. On the other end, though, the Lehman goalie is also a 5th-year senior in Demeraldo Granassi. He played in this game last year, making 4 saves. Granassi was the preseason CUNY Player of the Year this year, and was a 2-time first-team all-conference player, 1.20 goals against, first in the conference. Lehman will run a 4-5-1 under 9th-year coach in his second stint, 12th overall, Toma Gojcevic. For Baruch head coach in his 5th season, Dima Kameshchik, this year's Coach of the Year, and his formation, a 4-2-3-1 alignment, typically, and that's what the Bearcats will come out in. Lehman in the blue on blue, gray over sky blue for Baruch. Head ball immediately delivered in, and this is headed wide over the bar by Jaden Seneca. As the Bearcats on the front foot.
A good start by Baruch, getting the ball right down into the offensive third and creating an opportunity with less than 30 seconds into the match.
For the Bearcats, starting center back, senior Nick Bellotti, first team All-League after being a second teamer last year, as the ball is played ahead, and it'll be a deep throw coming for Lehman. Bellotti joined by senior John Ananoria. Both are first team All-League CUNY players. Ananoria for the 2nd time in his career. The left back, Amar Ahmedshaker, a sophomore from Brooklyn's Millennium High School. Bianco Bomberin, transfer from Queensborough Community College. He's the senior right back. Then the holding mid, sophomore Daniel Grisham of Brooklyn. This ball at the top of the area, and Lehman will look for a clear. And Kosi Badiwe, a freshman from Nigeria. He's the other holding mid, the center attacking mid. So with no Jamali Zarnadzi, it's sophomore Luis Madriz, a sophomore from Tuckahoe High School in Westchester. He gets the start there. To his right, Armand Salibi, who'll be the right mid. The great speed of Wessam Farag, the left mid, a sophomore from Bay Ridge. And Jaden Seneca, junior from Glen Head, New York in Nassau County, is the center forward today for the Baruch Bearcats. Lehman out wide. Kellen Sella. And Sella with good distribution for Ahmed Shaker. Over the top, Lehman will make the connection here with Jimmy Lopez. For the Lightning in front of Demeraldo Grunassi in goal. The 4-5-1 will have Abdul Aminu, a 6'3" sophomore center back who started every game, and Mohamed Jagni. Real change of the season for Lehman to pull Jagni back from center mid where he has played last year. He's a fifth-year senior to center back, and he has become a dominant player at that position too. A restart for Amar Ahmed Shaker. Looking back post. And Lehman having clearance. And the throw will belong to Baruch. The left back, Butrius Ba, sophomore from the Bronx. First-year starter, was also all-conference this year. The right back, Kevin Umanzor. Also a first-teamer. Both teams loaded with award winners in the CUNY Athletic Conference. And Lehman will clear it up the field. Jimmy Lopez is the holding mid, along with Ruji Shujiyama. The two holding mids, Ebenezer Otu is the center attacking mid. On the right, Demetrius Argyros, transfer from Division II Concordia after the spring of 21 when that school closed its doors. And Muhammad Ali Sagoba, a junior from the Bronx, is wide left. And up top, Philip Osei. Here is a quick opportunity, and that's in from distance!
What a start for Lehman. They caught Sella out of the goal. They played the ball, the defense from Baruch, looking to play the ball back to Sella, who plays it wide, and his back is stripped of the ball with Sella out of the goal mouth, and it was just an open opportunity for Lehman College that took advantage of it. Here you see the ball again getting stripped. Look where Sella is. No chance to be able to make a save on that.
Philip Osei, the top forward, continues his recent tear. His 9th goal of the season. The Lightning came back with a lot of returners, and then they added him. And that, Tomo Gojcevic felt that has taken us perhaps to another level. And Philip Osei able to come up with a cherry pick goal.
And he had the wherewithal, he had the poise to be able to see that Sella was out of the net, and the little chip finds the back of the net.
Baruch will get the ball wide. Wessam Farag, and across that Demeraldo Grunassi handles. So Lehman has the early lead. A year ago, they were certainly the favorite. They were a high-scoring team last year as well. But Baruch, on what was a very cold day and windy day at Brooklyn College, was able to play them to a standstill, to force penalties. And it was Baruch behind Kellen Sella, who had made a couple of stops during the penalties, winning in penalties 3-1. And the Bearcats to transition with Badiwe. And now without their outstanding center mid, Jamali Zarnadzi, at least on the field for the moment. And we will see how Dima Kameshnik, the coach of the Bearcats, will handle this. Ahmed Shaker. Madriz. And they look for Seneca. And Seneca will be called for the foul by our center referee today, Patrick Violette.
Baruch right now looking to not possess as much as I would have thought they might, looking to play the ball up over the top, looking to see if they can free one of their top runners and get something in a scoring position quickly.
Ball win by Madriz. Badiwe. Kosi Badiwe leaves it as a back heel, but Ebenezer Otu will take it away, a junior from the Bronx, via Ghana, who was a first-team All-CUNY player. Sella releases. For Lehman, the one area for Toma Gončević that has been a little bit of a merry-go-round has been center mid. Every other spot has been seemingly decided, except for center mid, but Ebenezer Otu has been that guy, and he's also been dealing with injuries of late.
Well, you know, Ralph, that is one position that is so critical to the success of a team. You need a guy in there who's going to control the pace of the ball. You need a guy there who's going to distribute the ball. You need a guy there who's going to attack. So finding that right person is so important to the success of any soccer program.
Toma Gončević described him as a holding nine, not necessarily an attacking center mid, but he has found some chemistry with Philip Osei, playing off of a 1-2, and Lehman has found some additional chemistry to pump in 37 goals as a team this year. Umanzar helping out is Argyros. Kevin Umanzar will look over the top and brought down by Bellotti. It'll be a goal kick coming for Kellen Sella. Baruch seeking its 7th CUNY championship and trying to go back-to-back. They had won 3 straight, 2012, 13, and 14 under then-coach Ranford Champagny. That name sounds familiar. Ranford Champagny played soccer at St. John's for Dr. Dave Mazur here locally in Queens while we're at it. And perhaps more well known now as being the father of Justin and Julian Champagny, both in the NBA right now, twin brothers from Brooklyn's Bishop Loughlin High School. Julian Champagny finishing his career last year and now signing an NBA deal as a free agent after going undrafted. And Dima Kameshnik was his longtime assistant. Dima is in his 18th season overall, the program. And it was interesting as Dima described it, how both coaches know one another inside and out. And Dima feeling that this could be an adjustment kind of a game. However, the first move has already been made, Carey, with the early goal in the 5th minute.
Well, that really has an impact on the strategy and the tactics as to what you're going to try and impose over the course of the game. It forces now Baruch to play a little bit perhaps more aggressive, but you know, there's a lot of time left and you don't need to get that goal back immediately, but you do have to establish control of the match. And I think that's important for Baruch right now.
Seneca applying pressure, and then Seneca battling back for the ball as it's cleaned up there by Abdul Aminu of Lehman. Lehman back for Mohamed Jagne. Laid to feet by Ahmed Shaker. Amar Ahmed Shaker. John Ananoria from Green Township, New Jersey. That's West Jersey. Played at a good program, Newton High School, that is always competing in that section. Transition opportunity for Lehman, as Muhammad Ali Zagoba was dispossessed. Ahmed Shaker. Badiwe. And they'll get a push on the back by Wessam Farag of Baruch.
Good call by the official. Farag definitely has his hands on the back of the Lehman player to try and get position.
And a nice step by Bambarin, the right back. Followed up by Bianco Bambarin. And Baruch, despite the goal, they've had the better of it in terms of possession. Sujiyama trying to make the connection. Ebenezer Otu, and then trying to find Osei quickly before it is Kellen Sella. On Baruch's style, it's been about using the air and long diagonals. And the speed this year that Dima Kameshnik has found in his roster with Jaden Seneca and Wesson Farag.
Well, clearly you can see that Lehman 0-2 looking for Osei. Every time that 0-2 gets the ball, he's looking to play Osei in on a diagonal, on a through ball, over the top. They have a definite connection and a chemistry.
Ananoria and Nick Bellotti. Ananoria, a 3-year starter at center back. Second-year starting in that spot for Bellotti. Again, the Bearcats, they brought back a lot of talent, and that was perhaps what was a head-scratcher for Dima Kameshnik, that they got off to such a difficult start. They had a good quarterback. All they had graduated, Luis Munoz, who was a big leader, and Cormac Foley, a 10-goal scorer from last year. So he had made the schedule a bit tougher. Now, they had lost at St. Joe's Brooklyn, I think the first head-scratcher 3-0, and then they went down to the Catholic University tournament. They got shut out by Catholic U, 5-0, good team. And then they lost 4-1 to SUNY Oswego, who reached the SUNY championship game last year. And then, as Dima said, we got whipped by Farmingdale State 4-0, and there were some real questions within his room. And they had a very spirited and emotional meeting after that game. That was still early September, 4 games in, promising to tighten up the rotation. And the guys understood they had reached a crossroad. And then the next game, Carrie, you don't hear this too often from coaches from this perspective. They lost 3-1 at Merchant Marine Academy, and Baruch put together perhaps the best game of their season there. And he finally saw the team that he was expecting to. Baruch has been a better team and like themselves since.
Well, despite the loss, it's how they played the match, and I think that's what Dima was very pleased with. They played as he had expected them to play. But going back, I mean, I think those losses were to teams that are very high caliber. Oswego in the CUNYAC conference, and of course Catholic University. Farmingdale were the recent winners in the Skyline Conference. So, I mean, the competition was certainly of another level.
And, of course, there's the great purpose to it, as Sujiyama played it ahead. But they were expecting results. There were big expectations for the Bearcats to not just play those, but also do something with it. And, again, 5-0 loss, 4-1 loss. And then ever since, the magical light switch got turned on, and Dima has seen his team put together a very nice stretch where they have won 9 in a row, including a 4-2 come-from-behind win over Lehman, where they trailed at halftime October 15th. Ball chipped in. That game, by the way, was played up in the Bronx on the grass field, which is very choppy. Today we're at this beautiful new field here at Queens College called Varsity Soccer Field so far officially, pending any renaming rights, but it's been a long time overdue for Queens to get a new field, and it is spectacular. And happy to bring this event to you here on Facebook Live, and I think the athletes in particular loving the flow of this new turf that was only installed last October.
Well, you really have to, as a player, appreciate this kind of a surface and appreciate this kind of a game on this in this venue. It makes you appear to be a better player. It makes you look and make others better as well.
and the comfortability, a carry too of a player. Now, Toma Gojcevic, who, again, they have to play on the grass field there, and it's not ideal at all. But he thinks his team is a great team on turf. Ball ahead and just out of the range of the Baruch player and Armand Celebi trying to make the run.
Well, you know, Ralph, if your team can control the ball, get good touches on the ball, keep it at your feet on a field that's choppy, grass, not in good condition, when you get on a turf field, that you love it, because now you've really taken the next step to be able to do what you want with the ball.
Grisham had the ball win for Baruch to keep Lehman pinned in their own end. And Lehman has not been able to come out at all with any sort of possession. And they attack out of a 4-5-1. It's been the system that Toma Gojcevic has used his entire career, even going back before his time at Lehman, over 15 years. And this has been the trademark formation at Lehman. Umanzar. And Patrick Violette is going to have a talking to with Amar Ahmedshaker. Both players went into one another, and it's Ahmedshaker that gets called with the yellow. Kevin Umanzar remains on the field. Jagne. That's a wasted ball that bends out. For Lehman, ahead of the season, Toma Gojcevic called this the best team he's ever had on paper over the 12 years he has been coaching Lehman. And plus his two freshmen that he's added that are both playing, Adam Kowalski off the bench, and, or rather I should say the other, yes, it was Kowalski off the bench, and then Philip Osei in the starting lineup. And he's scheduled tough with Cabrini, Western Connecticut State. Here comes a cross, not a great touch at the top of the area. Follow up Madriz. And then a late challenge, Luis Madriz, and he went in hard with the leg out. Well, no card given, but now it is a card indeed handed to Luis Madriz, who is in the starting lineup today for Baruch. In case you just joined us, starting center mid Jamali Zarnadzi is dressed but not in the lineup to start for Baruch as we see the foul.
Oh, that was definitely a cardable offense. He went in very hard, caught the upper body as well.
Yellow card has been assessed to number 27 of Baruch, Luis Madriz, the 19th minute of play.
And I want to mention for Lehman, they are missing a key player. Last year's CUNY Player of the Year, Mubarak Oro, who plays typically right mid or even center forward when Philip Osei is out of the game. He has been dealing with injuries this season. Unfortunately, Mubarak Oro, still a quality player, but he picked up 2 yellow cards in their last game in the CUNY semifinal, including the second one very late. And they really miss Mubarak Oro on the field. His experience, his speed, and he's been dealing with a hamstring injury as well as a broken right hand. Last year, he was the leading scorer for Lehman with 14 goals, 5 assists. And this year, a difficult go of it. And now Mubarak Oro hoping that Lehman can win today, and then he'll have a chance to play at least one more game in the NCAA tournament.
It's tough to lose a player of his caliber and his goal-scoring ability and take that kind of a player out of your starting lineup and replace him with one that is of equal caliber.
Here's Ebenezer Otu. He's the one shaken up. So speaking of center mid, Otu has to head off. And for Lehman, if depending on what Otu's condition is, that's already minus Oro, minus Otu, and all of a sudden it is a difficult situation for Toma Gojcevic to try to adjust and cycle players all around in spots.
0-2, the Rookie of the Year in 19 for Lehman, and was a first-team All-CUNY Conference player last year. So again, you're losing another high-caliber player, and more importantly, the chemistry that I spoke about earlier that he has with Osei up top. You just can't just replace that.
Well, this is the most injuries that Toma Gojcevic has experienced in his 12 seasons coaching Lehman. So O2 has to get some assistance as he heads off to the sideline, and he's replaced by Alexander Aguiman, a sophomore from the Bronx. He's been the backup center mid. He has good speed, and they put him into potential critical situation. And how long can Aguiman go? And if O2 does not return, how will the Lightning look for another 75 minutes or so of action? Umanzar tossing in Bellotti, able to shield off the offensive player. Grishin. Seneca with Aminu going up in the air with it. And they'll get Mohamed Ali Sogoba on the foul. Nick Bellotti from the Jersey Shore, Belmar, New Jersey. Played 2 years at Brookdale Community College. And there is Demeraldo Grunassi quickly distributing here for Argyros. So within Lehman's season, they tied Cabrini 1-1 in game 2 and then lost it in the final seconds on a restart with 13 seconds left. That gave Toma Gojcevic all he needed to see that they would be able to contend again. And then against Western Connecticut State, who was 9-0, they had that game 0-0 late until losing 1-0. Among their notable performances.
Well, it's nice to see that both these two teams look to schedule some upper level programs to be able to raise the level of their play to that next level.
Lehman will make another sub as sophomore Bright Taki will come in. He's the third holding mid as Sujiyama will sit.
But Taki also has been playing with a somewhat hurt shoulder over a good portion of this season. Ralph, it'll be interesting to see how he competes in the air and if the physicality of the game will affect his play.
Osei reached and nearly tugged down Ahmed Shaker. And Patrick Violet does give Philip Osei the yellow. So he has drawn the line in the sand pretty early, 3 yellows. And we've played less than 25 minutes.
Number 11, Philip Osei, yellow card, 22nd minute of play.
I'm sure there's no love lost between these two teams. They are rivals. They've played each other during the season. They played each other last year in this very same game, the conference championships. So you know that the intensity is up there for both these two teams. And it's good to see that Mr. Violet is taking the whistle and keeping it under control.
Now Kevin Umanzor is down again. Remember, he was fouled before. A 2-year starter at Lehman after transferring over from Westchester Community College out of nearby Portchester, New York. And they're holding kind of his eye area, so Kevin Umanzor needing some assistance. So Lehman, you could say, without Uro, without O2 to be determined, Umanzor heading off, and while they have the 1-0 lead, all of a sudden their lineup is being pared down. So real concern there as the Lightning huddle up. And on the subject of that game, Carrie, October 15th between the two, Lehman came away very angry after that game. They were up 2-1 at halftime, and I thought it was interesting because in these games, that was a day game, coaches flip the coin, and in certain areas, because the game was up in the Bronx, the sun is a great factor. So Toma Gojcevic knows how to essentially, once he wins the coin toss, he knows, do I want my opposition to stare at the sun in the first half or the second half? And he had made them face the sun in the first half. That's when Lehman had the 2-1 lead, but then his team had to face the sun in the second half, and everything turned around. Yeah, I've been up to Lehman a couple of times, but those were both cloudy days, but allegedly everybody says it's a big problem. Seneca had the through ball bounced around in the box. Baruch screaming for a potential handball.
Yep, I think that's what they were looking at. Did not get the call for the handball, but it was a very nice ball played into the box. There you see it, and it looked like it might have bounced up and hit the hand.
Shot goes wide. Meanwhile, it looked like it was Dimitri Argyros. Actually, he got caught in the face rather than the hand, but the arm was extended. And then the follow-up shot came in from Luis Madriz. Lehman has also brought in the other freshman, Adam Kowalski, that would see time from Manhattan and Frank McCourt High School, among the several Lehman players that came through the Manhattan Soccer Club. Farag lost possession. Kowalski, and Kowalski trying to combine out wide with Agyemang. And a rare time in this first half where Lehman was able to come out together.
And that pass was just a little bit behind Agyemang, but it was, I like the idea. I like the combination play that Lehman applied in this last sequence.
Grisham, he turned it over. Chance for a switch for Lehman, and that's good defending, good marking there from the right back. And now an opportunity. The shot from the short side misses. That's Osei, who got free again.
An errant touch by the defense gave the opportunity to Osei right at the top of the 18. There you see the mistouch there, which allowed Osei to come up with the ball and then play it, looking to go short side rather than to the back post. Low to far. I always tell my players, look to go low to the far post.
Jagde, Osei in the air. Bellotti plays it out. Osei will take a Lehman corner. So the first one for either team. Jagde then took a foot into the midsection from Nick Bellotti, and he is shaken up.
The injuries are going to take a toll on the Lehman bench, as they have often had to go to the bench.
Well, Osei not showing any signs of getting up. And now a yellow card has been assessed to Baruch coach Dima Kameshnik. And Dima did not like the clock kept coming down about 30, 45 seconds, almost a minute, as Philip Osei was down in a potential time stalling tactic. This is still in the middle of the point of the first half.
Well, that was clearly what he was upset about. Dima was upset with the fact that the players going down are slowing the game down. And I think that he feels it's to his advantage to try and keep the play alive, as he has been dominating the play for the most part through this first half.
Meanwhile, Philip Osei, the goal scorer in this CUNY championship game, is motioning to the bench. Maybe he's okay, but holding his side. So he has to exit. And Mohamed Jagde, the center back from Gambia by way of Mott Hall High School in the Bronx, plays it to the spot.
A low-driven ball, well taken for Lehman.
Kowalski
not
wins
able to connect with the header.
As Kowalski won it, and then it was play wide for the second ball, and Lehman touches it out. Well, now we might get Patrick Violette now issuing a warning to the Lehman player for a little time stalling tactic. And Butrius Ba, the left back. So Baruch enters. Lehman's 2 scoring chances have come off of Baruch mistakes in their own end. Otherwise, the Bearcats have commanded possession. Grisham. Nice touch from Farag. Kept alive by Grisham. Bambarin. Salibi. The return for Armand Salibi. Salibi then switches foot, looking for Seneca in the air. And Honoria trying to keep it alive. And a new target man for Lehman will bother him. And here comes the Lightning with a chance to counter again. There is room for Agyemang, and Agyemang shot blocked off of a Bearcat body.
What a great counterattack by Lehman, getting the opportunity right from their defensive 18. Getting forward, Osei and Agyemang showing his speed. The shot came, I think, about a step or two too late, Ralph. I would have thought he might have been able to get that shot off just a little sooner. But be that as it may, he drew the corner kick, the second one now for Lehman.
Jagde. Same spot. And good defending out wide by Baruch. And again, Bianco Bambarin. Grisham searches over the top. Argyros bringing it down. For the moment, Lehman playing without 3 starters. Baruch playing without the CUNY Player of the Year and Jamali Zarnadzi. So both teams going through a little something. Zarnadzi was initially in the starting lineup, and then he was not, but he is on the bench and dressed for the Bearcats. So a possibility for Dima Kameshnik. Lehman playing for sure without starting center mid Mubarak Uro due to yellow card accumulation. And then they lost Ebenezer Otu, the starting center mid today. Usually a key player and a starter, first team all-conference player. And then losing Philip Osei, the CUNY Rookie of the Year. Baladi. Long for Wessam Farag. Could be the fastest player between both teams.
That is the ball that Baruch really likes to play, the over-the-top diagonal to try and get in.
Farag eventually bottled up by too many players. Jagde over the top, and there comes Kellen Sella backpedaling into his own 18. playing at the very top. Good news, Carrie, just realized that Philip Osei did come in, last substitution opportunity. And now a whistle for a Lehman player down due to cramping. It is a very warm day, 72 degrees, can you believe that, on November 5th in the New York area at 3:15.
Hard to believe at any time of the day that we have this kind of weather. This is just ideal, perfect conditions. A cool breeze for the players to be able to maintain their endurance and stamina. Their fitness should not be an issue with this weather.
Look at all the short sleeves that people are wearing. Shorts for the kids. We're overdressed, but happy to be here at Queens College in this new field Queens College is very proud of. The CUNY Athletic Conference getting to play their championship here for the first time, and we hope it comes back in the future. Demetrius Argyros, a sixth-year senior, that is the one shaken up. Was at Concordia College in Bronxville, New York. That closed after the spring of 21 academic year. And then transferring over to Lehman College for this season. So both teams can use this as a water break, and perhaps Argyros struggling with cramping. And congratulations go out to the John Jay women's soccer team. The Bloodhounds capturing the women's championship earlier today. Broadcast on Facebook Live as well. 1-0 over City College. Third straight for the Bloodhounds, and they're off to the NCAA tournament.
And that was a very interesting match, a very well-played match between the two. John Jay coming away with the W with a goal scored early in the first half.
And in that game, there was some cramping as well, and perhaps the players just not expecting this kind of weather. Who would? Grisham. And a good ball here to Ananoria. And the Bearcats continue to be able to outpossess Lehman, but they look to go and play balls over the top. And Lehman handles it through Demeraldo Granassi. Demeraldo has been training to be a goalie since the age of 5. Born in Italy, came to the United States when he was 16 years old. And moving to the Bronx, where he attended the Manhattan Comprehensive High School. And he's been the starter the last 3 years for the Lightning. Ahmed Shaker will try another direct ball. Mohamed Jagne, again the cleanup. Madriz. Bombarin. Bombarin loves as a right back to get way up the field.
And you see him now attacking wide.
Salibe. And Armand Celebi. He's the one that gets called for the foul. Freshman from Brooklyn. And it's Baruch that is frustrated. They gave up a goal off of a turnover. Otherwise, they've had control of the game, but the defending champions are on the trail end of a 1-0 score. 30th minute, 31st minute now. First half at Queens College. Kowalski. Osei, as he had Ananoria pinned in, and he could not be the target man. Ahmed Shaker. And they both wrestle one another, and it's Philip Osei that gets called for the foul. Madriz. And the read there by Jimmy Lopez, one of the co-captains of Lehman. Lightning looked for a switch. And the work done by Daniel Grisham to break that up and win the ball back. Grisham kind of the guy you'd forget about. He's been used as a holding mid this year, as another distribution guy, and going for his diagonal passes. Celebi made the run.
They were able to find him. They were able to get the ball at his feet. He just wasn't able to control it on that diagonal run towards the box.
Bambarin. Grishin. Celebi working against Butrius Ba, and Ba commits the foul. So this will amount to a short corner, and a yellow card is coming out on the tackle, the late tackle by Butrius Ba, and the third card already against Lehman.
Now, I think that clearly it was a good call by the official. The grab of the jersey from the rear drew the card.
Butrius Ba is a converted player to left back, only due to injury in a preseason scrimmage. Toma Gojcevic gave him a chance there, and he is the kind of classic modern left back at the Division III level that can attack and then recover.
And clearly established himself as a very fine defender, making the first team all conference this year.
Oh, they give the yellow. It's not Ba, Carey, because it's going to be Lehman possession. So the card is on Arman Celebi of Baruch. So that's now 3 on the Bearcats and 1 on Lehman in this first half.
Tough keeping the scorecard on the yellow cards.
The yellows are 3-1. The shots are 3-2 Lehman. And Lehman looks to force that ball forward through Muhammad Ali Sagoba. Osei then holds it up, and the shot, and that's parried out by Sella.
What a nice save by Sella. Fantastic effort. Good parry off to the side, but give credit to the shot. Osei just turns and rips one. What a nice shot by Osei, but give the Agiman was the one who was able to get it. Oh, there it is right there. Now watch the turn on the right foot.
Alexander Agimang, the shot, and the wind perhaps catches this as Jagney sails it past the face of goal, and no chance for anybody on the back end of that.
But again, what an effort by Sella to be able to parry that ball, deflect it wide of the goal, because that had goal written all over it if he doesn't come up with that nice save.
A good pocket for Grishin. Again, Celebi made the run, briefly intercepted by Jagney, and eventually Lehman has the clearance. But Carey, this might be a game for Toma Gojcevic and Lehman where they have to sit back. They have always been a counterattacking type program, as he described it, but I don't know if he expected to have to play this much defense. Farag. And the foul in the speed of Farag has caused teams fits in CUNY this year. And here comes a quality area for a restart now for Baruch.
Absolutely, it was Farag's speed. After he stopped that ball on a dime, he turned inside. And again, the defender, being caught off guard, just reached out to grab him.
They'll go with the left foot of Amar Ahmedshenker, and now he's going to be called off. Daniel Grisham now with the in-swinger. Delivery, deflection, it stayed out, and then in. Baruch has tied the game.
A well-played ball off the restart to be able to get the ball into the 18, into the 6 perhaps, where it was a great header, but I believe it was knocked off the line by one of the defenders. And apparently it's a no goal, possibly an offsides. See if we can catch it. I think it might have been a handball called earlier off the restart.
Handball on Baruch before that. Look at the spot, and Lehman escapes the chance, and they remain up 1-0. That takes the goal away from Kosi Badiwe. It would have been just his second of the season.
But what a well-played ball into the box on the dead ball restart. That was excellent.
Patrick Violette is going to talk and explain to Dima Kameshnik what happened as we see.
Now, Dima is already on a card. He can afford to take another one. Of course, I understand him being upset about the goal being called back. I get it.
.36th minute, and Lehman continues to lead on a goal by Philip Osei in the 5th minute. And despite all the possession time, Baruch has only generated 2 shots. And Lehman has kept everything in front of them. They have forced balls over the top. Jagne looks for the counter. Osei brings it down nicely, then taking the quick shot.
Osei did a tremendous job taking that ball out of the air and keeping it right within striking distance for him to let that ball go. And it will result apparently in another corner kick opportunity for Lehman. But you can see how dangerous Osei is up top. You give him any space, and we talked about how creative he was and how he is so tough one-on-one to defend.
Mohamed Jagne, this time they'll play it short to Kowalski. Poor first touch from Kowalski, and Sella will come out and grab it. Rare chance for Baruch to counter. Farag, though, slowed up. Ali Sagoba, Jagne still in deep. And now a shot from great distance is sent out by Bright Taki.
Shot taken by number 10, Mohamed Jagne.
Well, it's been interesting to see this counterattacking style that Lehman has always played. Toma describing it how it's all about the system doesn't fail once the players make good decisions, and then you be a counterattacking team. Seneca, and what it has done today, it's forced a lot of balls over the air, over the top that Baruch has tried. As Baruch will make a substitution, Bearcats will bring in, here's Julio Ramirez. He plays wide right. He replaces Wessam Farag, and Lehman will be happy about that. And Farag has continued to be a terror with his speed. Cross, Kowalski by himself. Nearly gave it away. Loose ball, the 18. Lehman escapes. Nearly a devastating turnover. And now the ball played ahead for Osei. And Sella at the very top releases. Kowalski had a look up at goal. Ramirez. Seneca settles for Badiwe. Celebi tried to play Grisham inside. Another opportunity to counter for Lehman. Osei. With defenders backpedaling, Osei tried to thread the needle to pass. This shot put away! Is it onside? Patrick Violet, our official, is going to talk to the AR1 here. Alexander Agyemang would have the goal. All eyes right now on the officials in the AR1. The question is whether it was offside or not. And we'll certainly have a look at it. It is a goal for Lehman.
Rewarding the goal.
And someone from Baruch has been issued a red on the bench. It is not head coach Dima Kamenchnik. And
he's got to leave the field. Now here's where we'll see again. Here's the ball played up top. Nice effort to play that ball on the 1-2. I think that was a good call. I don't believe that there was an offsides on that. The ball was played off of the Lehman player forward, who followed it in with the shot. The defender played it off of the Lehman player, who then was in on the goal one-on-one against Sella, who really could do very little to stop that effort, that shot.
Alexander Agyemang filling in for the injured Ebenezer Otu today, who is changing his spot. Here's a shot. Sella makes the save on Agyemang.
What a shot by Agyemang again. He's really let two very hard shots go. Sella coming up with another great save on a rocket.
So the domino effect of no Mubarak Uro, slotting Ebenezer Otu to center mid. He has to leave with injury. Agyemang plays a lot more. He's played much of this first half, and he comes up with a goal. Lehman 2-0, and the Lightning have capitalized on 2 breaks. The first goal by Osei, just not a clean play in the Baruch back line, and the same thing there. Essentially off of a through ball that was knocked back, and Agyemang had a clear shot towards goal. Otherwise, Baruch has commanded possession for much of this 40 minutes. They've had a goal taken away via a handball that would have tied it at 1. Mohamed Jagden. Baruch will set up for a restart. They'll carry the frustration boiling over for Baruch, as Ahmed Shaker will look to the back post. Grisham, volley. And it certainly seems like a key period in terms of controlling emotions right now. The offside flag up against Lehman. Or track that rather throw coming for Ahmed Shaker.
There'll be another restart for Baruch, for the Bearcats, to see if they can capitalize. They had a great chance on the last dead ball restart that was serviced in beautifully, only to be nullified by a handball.
Daniel Grisham, he had that great service earlier. He'll go up top. Badiwe from the outside. Save made, but there's a big rebound, and it has to be cleared off the line to save Demeraldo Granassi.
Granassi did not handle the shot real well, gave up that rebound. The shot was certainly taken far enough outside, unless he was screened and did not see that shot coming, but did not handle it well, gave up the rebound fortunately for Lehman. Baruch not able to capitalize on that opportunity.
Badiwe, as he pushes his way through. And again, shooting from outside, and perhaps some frustration shots from Baruch. Both from great distance. Kosi Badiwe attended school last year at City Tech, did not play. Came to the team very late in August and has worked his way into the starting lineup. Malik Lashley has also come in for the first time for Lehman, as he handled it wide left. And the Lightning able to advance forward. Osei. And Osei getting past Ananoria. Now to the spot, shot is blocked, follow up. Now it's loose, another shot blocked. Kowalski was there to try to tap it in, could not. And Bambarin may have saved the second chance at a goal.
What a sequence of play for Lehman. 3 good chances inside the 18. And the defenders came up big, keeping that ball out of the net. Here's the first. That's a great service. Look at the defender, and another defender getting in the way. And the third. 3 great chances for Lehman and 3 outstanding defensive efforts by the Baruch back line.
Ball through. Osei. It is onside. He chips back corner. Well, Lehman might have caught a break there. That looked to be lined up offside.
I agree with you. I thought he was. But again, just showing you how dangerous Osei is. He placed that ball. He knew where he wanted to go with it, to the back post, upper 90. And he didn't miss by much.
Kosi Badiwe. Luis Madriz. Lehman the breakup. Final seconds, first half.
7, 6, 5.
And they'll stop the clock and put 7 seconds on the clock.
7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the first half of the score.
Lehman able to collect 2 goals off of Baruch turnovers. They've capitalized on breaks. Osei officially in the 4th minute. Agyemang in the 39th. Lehman in a rematch of last year's CUNY championship match. They've got the lead at half over the Bearcats. In the regular season meeting, Lehman had also led at the break. Here's a look at the second goal. As we watch for the offside, Alexander Agyemang playing through the touch off the Baruch center back, buries it. It's 2-0 at halftime. We'll be back in 15 minutes on Facebook Live. You're watching the 2022 CUNY Men's Championship match.
2022-23 CUNY Athletic Conference Championships are presented by Health First, health insurance for New Yorkers, the official wellness sponsor of CUNY Athletics. The Hospital for Special Surgery, #1 in the U.S. for orthopedics, is proud to be the official hospital of the CUNY Athletic Conference. CUNY University Student Senate, providing our students the platform to shape the City University of New York. And Hometown Ticketing, the official ticketing provider of the CUNY Athletic Conference.
How easy is health insurance with Health First? Absolutely easy with our app. Can you search for a doctor? Absolutely. Can you access your member ID? Absolutely. Download our app today.
I'll give you something, make you shake it, shake it. You better get yourself ready, 'cause I'm about to do my thing. Oh, hey, hey. I'm sitting from the ground, now I'm dancing on the house lights. Oh, hey, hey. I'm turning on the dime, now I'm flipping on the upside, upside, upside. I'm turning on the dime, now I'm flipping on the upside.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
Second half about to begin here at Queens College. Ralph Bednarczyk with Carrie Gluck on a beautiful Saturday, November afternoon that is sunny. Still pretty warm with a light wind. Defending champion Baruch has had a frustrating first half. Lehman finding 2 goals, both via counter and/or mistakes, and that is the difference so far. As we show you the highlights, Carrie, simply just a couple of plays that went against Baruch. Otherwise, they've commanded possession.
Absolutely. I think through the first half, out of the 45 minutes, they possessed the ball for 30 to 35 minutes of that first half. But they have not been able to find the back of the net. And as you said, just 2 defensive errors led to a goal on each one of those for Lehman.
Lehman trying to come out of their own end, and meanwhile for the Lightning and for Coach Toma Gojcevic, his rotation has been pared down. He lost starting right back, terrific Kevin Umanzor, to an injury. That was about 10 minutes in. They were already playing without starting center, senior mid, in Mubarak Uro. And then Ebenezer Otu, the starting center mid for today, who's also a key player, he had to leave the match. Meanwhile, for Baruch, they started the game without Jamali Zernadze, the CUNY Player of the Year, who was a late scratch from the lineup, although he is dressed. A switch carried over. So both teams have had adversity to deal with. Not great circumstances. Sella has it, but yet, Carrie, we've seen enough Baruch teams in recent years that the defending champions, always so hard to knock out. Champions in 21, champions in 2018. They've had the better of possession even without Zernadze, and there's still close to 45 minutes left for them to try to mount a comeback.
Well, certainly they are very capable. They've been in this situation before, Ralph. They were trailing last year at the half against this very same Lehman team and came out with the lead. They were trailing earlier this season against Lehman and were able to win, come away with a W. So certainly they are in a situation that they're familiar with, and they know that they can come back against this Lehman team, and I think mentally that is very important. And you saw an opportunity just there where the ball was served to the back post, and again, a very good opportunity for Baruch to be able to find the back of the net, just not able to connect by just a short little distance.
Mohamed Jagne continues to be the cleanup man for Lehman. And the center back that's had a lot of activity in front of him. And tempers flaring on both sides. Baruch has already had 3 yellows and a member of their bench be ejected. 1 yellow against Lehman. Jagne looks for Osei. Bellotti takes care of the head ball.
Bellotti is so tough to beat in the air. He is excellent. He dominates the air. His play on the back line is critical to Baruch, especially with balls being played over the top.
Lehman looked for the flick on the big throw, and Baruch will have the clearance. Then if you're Lehman coach Toma Gojcevic, Carrie, what do you think the message was at the half to his team?
Well, you know, you have a 2-goal lead now, so, you know, you really can play a little bit safe. I would say to back line, stay home. We're playing the head balls really well, the air balls really well. We're clearing their play over the top. I don't want to give up anything like that. And when we go forward, tell our midfielders, let's look to get the ball to Osei. He creates chaos for a defense, and just play solid, play safe. Don't look to take chances in the defensive third.
Zaid Nawabi for Baruch, who is a backup forward, 5 goals and an assist this year, and is considered a clinical finisher. He's come into the game for the first time for the Bearcats to start the second half. And he was trying to sell Patrick Violette on a foul. Jimmy Lopez of New Rochelle. And Lehman just struggling coming out of their own end. And while they have found a handful of chances via the counter, but the buildup has just not been there. Sujiyama, and climbing over his back is a Baruch player.
Now that should be a card, I would suspect.
And now a little extra. And we have yellows, at least one yellow coming out against Baruch. And that's against Jonah Corney. No, it was a red. Was that 2 yellows? Let's have a look. First, Corney goes up high on Sujiyama. So I think a card was certainly going to be granted there.
Absolutely, and I think the card against the second player who took the shot is a delay of game.
So we'll get this squared away. And meanwhile, Sujiyama is still shaken up after Corney went in hard to him. Jonah Corney also coming in is a freshman out of nearby Cedarhurst, New York, but grew up in England. Patrick Violette continues to speak to one of the captains and goalie, Kellen Sella.
You know, Ralph,
multiple cards were given out, so we're going to see how it's posted. And if there was 2 yellows out to Corney, let's see exactly how this is all going to shake out. If Baruch is going to be playing down a man the rest of the day, Patrick Violette is now coming over. There's just too much commotion here, so. And now Baruch coach Dima Kameshnik has been ejected. And he has issued a second yellow.
Yep.
So that is clear.
And he must leave the venue.
And what is been posted up, it was carry 2 yellows given to Jonah Corney. So 1 on the card and then perhaps the reaction after the foul. So that is what got Dima very, very hot on the collar. So now Baruch, trailing 2-0, will be down a man for nearly 40 minutes. And a lot of this boiling over from the first half and the frustration from Baruch.
You know, Ralph, I am of the opinion that college rules should be similar to high school rules. When you get a yellow card, you have to go out of the match rather than leaving them on to the field. I think that in the best interest of the players, I think that would serve a benefit to have players who are given and issued a yellow card to come off the field rather than stay on.
Well, they've posted a straight red to Jonah Corney. I did not see that. I saw at least one yellow, and then I think a second, just to clarify. And then a red on Dima Kameshnik. So Dima Kameshnik has been ejected here for Baruch. The reigning CUNY Coach of the Year in his 5th year. 18 years with the program.
Now the Baruch bench area that has gone down to warm up. I'm not sure if they're going to be looking to make a substitution for the second team, but they cannot warm up behind the Lehman goal area. And that's what I believe the official and the coach has now been urging them to move away from the corner flag.
that got sent off already?
All right, as we get some further explanation, Carrie, it appeared to me that 2 yellows were issued by Patrick Violette very quickly on the foul by Jonah Corney, climbing up on the back of Ruji Sugiyama. But apparently it was just a straight red is what they have posted. And then that is what got the Baruch bench steaming mad, and Dima Kamenchnik has been ejected. And Kamenchnik has now left the field and has to go to the locker room and watch the remainder of this one. Perhaps on a mobile device, but he cannot be on the field. Patrick Violette trying to restore some order to this game where it is 2-0.
And you'd think the score was far greater. And I think he just issued another yellow card. I think he issued a card to the bench.
So now a yellow to John Ananoria, who is a center back on the field, not one of the players on the sideline. So that seems confusing because the discussion continues here along the sideline by the Baruch bench.
And I thought I might have heard that the assistant coach got a yellow.
So after all that, Patrick Violette will get this game underway. Lehman will be up a man for the remainder. 39 minutes, 51 seconds. This match started with some early yellows, and tempers continued to boil over. So assistant coaches in Ronnie Hahidi, Brian Nunez, Kevin Korb, the volunteer assistant coach, now stepping up for Baruch in Dima Kamenchnik's absence. Following the ejection, 39:51 left. And finally, we are back to live action. So now Lehman, who is most comfortable as a counter-attacking team, now presumably could have the ball a lot more. And how can Baruch find one goal to make this interesting the rest of the day?
I would think that Baruch will certainly come out of their formation that they started the game in, that 4-2-3-1. I think at the moment now they've got to get players up, and I think they may be looking at going into a 3-4-2.
Ball ahead for Muhammad Ali Sagoba, and he gets called for the foul. Well, they've posted the yellow. Actually, it's not Ananoria, it's actually Jaden Seneca that picked up the yellow rather than Ananoria, the center back. Either way, Seneca was also on the field, I think at that time, or well, you know what, he was on the bench. That's what makes sense because Seneca was subbed out.
Correct.
Because of the new forwards at the start of the second half for Baruch. So Grisham for Ahmed Shaker. And the check back for Nawabi, but he was not able to connect with a teammate. Ali Sagoba. For Lehman, it's like a brand new game with all this possession time. Just in this last minute, it's the most passes they've been able to connect. Armand Salibi trying to play out Nawabi to be the target man. And Nawabi, a physical player out of Syosset on Long Island, and nearly made the turn before Grunassi will fall on it.
Nawabi did a nice job, uses his body well to be able to shield the defender away and yet still maintain possession with the ball coming off of his chest. Too direct.
And he was looking for Nawabi.
Whoa.
And it's a handball against Lehman. Well, restarts when you're down a man are usually a recipe for this. If there's any success to find a goal, this is usually the spot.
Another great opportunity. Now, they've had good chances off of the dead ball restarts they had in the first half, Ralph. It's a question as to whether or not they can continue to see that success. I mean, if I'm right now Baruch, I'm bringing players forward, be able to play off the second ball.
Amar Ahmedshaker is known for having a great shot from distance. He'll bend this ball in, looking for service, and the offside flag up.
Again, a very dangerous ball played to the back post. If the Baruch players hold their run just another moment or two, that flag doesn't go up, and it's a chaotic opportunity for Baruch to find something that they can finish on positively.
Butrius Ba. Bolatti. Can Baruch find a foul somewhere to get Amar Ahmedshaker back to a spot where he can strike? He's got a big leg, the left back for the Bearcats. And the Bearcats also missing the CUNY Player of the Year, if you weren't with us at the very top, as Jamali Zarnadzi was in the original starting lineup, and then about 15 minutes prior to, pulled from the lineup. He is dressed, but not playing, and that's certainly a game changer on its own. While Lehman, at the moment, down 3 starters. Ball wide. Eventually played to the spot. Good hustle by Celebi. And then the foul by Lehman here in a very poor spot. Yellow card is out against Lehman. Well, a golden opportunity now for Baruch to get back in this game via a restart.
It doesn't get better than this right now, right at the top of the 18. That was very close to being in the box, but they won't place it there, obviously. But again, it's a great chance right at the top of the 18. Here you see it on the replay. And I believe that was Nawabi who brings it down. And good effort here. And this is where the foul can take place, right inside the D.
Jimmy Lopez has issued the yellow. And now the big left foot of Amar Ahmedshaker is over the ball with the left, the right foot of Kosi Badiwe. Baruch a chance to get right back in this game in the 55th minute. It's Badiwe, shot blocked. And the wall gets the job done for Lehman.
I would have thought Ahmedshaker would have taken that one with his left foot to be able to get it over the wall into the upper right 90 corner.
Lopez the ball win. Sogoba. And now a Lehman player down. Alexander Aguimang. So we get another stoppage. As you look at Alexander Aguimang's right ankle. Out of the Bronx Lab High School, playing for Evander Childs High School. That is where Lehman coach Toma Gojcevic works as a physical education teacher, and had a chance to see him when he was very young. Very passionate about the game and led to the recruiting process. Aguimang having a goal in this CUNY championship game, and a big one coming late in the first half. 2-0 Lehman Lightning. Goals in the 4th minute and 39th minute. So as Aguimang is attempting to put some weight on that right ankle. Lehman in the CUNY championship game for the 6th time. They've won the title 3 times, the last coming in the 2nd of a back-to-back in 2017. So more things to manage for a very busy Patrick Violette today. Aguimang heads off. And Lehman will bring in Rahman Abdulhair. Abdulhair typically is an outside back. He'll come in as a wide midfield spot. Well, today has been a game of perseverance and attrition for both teams. Whatever the coaches thought that they had on paper ahead of the game, those
throw it out the window.
That has been long done. The goal in the 4th minute certainly changing the way the game went. And before each coach was able to establish some sort of a rhythm and a chess match with how to make adjustments, it was already 1-0 Lehman off of a Baruch mistake, a poor touch in the defensive end that Philip Osei was able to handle and crack for a goal.
Depth is the name of the game on your bench in today's final.
Lehman with the deep throw, and this second half has lacked the rhythm that we had in the first. Another stoppage. Time stalling by Lehman. Lopez of Lehman losing it. Amar Salebi trying to play out Nawabi. And they'll back up the throw for Lehman. And a little too handsy and physical that time. Baruch committing the foul. Frank Shkreli has come in for the first time.
Handsy and physical has been the name of the game today, Ralph.
Shkreli is a holding mid out of Thornwood, New York, in the lower Hudson Valley. Osei tried to free himself. And Baruch will make a sub. Again, Baruch is playing down a man for 8 minutes as Daniel Fomenko will come in. And he's going to replace Nawabi up high.
Fomenko, a freshman, with 4 and 4 on the season, 4 goals, 4 assists. Looking perhaps, Baruch looking for something that might be able to spark them offensively.
He's considered a bit of a change of pace guy, and that's what the Bearcats need. And also at some point they'll get the speed of Wessam Farag back in this second half, as Farag on the far side of the field does not be able to get into any open space. Deep throw coming for Baruch, and another opportunity to try to generate a scoring chance. Baruch asking for a handball. And now the foul on Lehman, as Badiwe had better position. So another primo restart area. Take your pick, Badiwe or Ahmed Shaker with the left foot straight on. This could be another scoring opportunity.
Little deep. I think this one they'll be looking to play the ball off a header.
It will be serviced by Badiwe. Parrying is Granassi, and Lehman will at least force it out.
Granassi strong off his line, not able to control the ball. Well played. The Lehman player had the wherewithal to know that his keeper, Granassi, was not back on his line and was not doing well, so he played it out of bounds. I think that was a smart move. Give away a throw in here. Give Demeraldo Granassi a chance to recover after making a strong parry coming off on that dead ball restart.
Big throw, Frank Strelli. He's known for having the best long throw in on this Bearcat team. Came to the back post, and the chip just missed.
That was a great chance for Baruch. A throw was right there. They played it off of the flick. Back post was on, and he just put it over the crossbar or just wide of the goal. Here you'll see it. There's the ball, back post. Good chance to try and see if they could have finished on that one.
Daniel Fomenko had that chip. And Baruch, despite being down a player, has still had chances. Osei and Bellotti will get called for the foul, and Nick Bellotti takes a yellow. Five Baruch players now sitting on a yellow. And a restart for Mohamed Jagne.
The other person in section 4 of the Bearcats is Bellotti, the 61st minute of play.
Jagne, a fifth-year senior, started his career at Bryant Stratton, a USCAA program up in Syracuse, coming back closer to home as he attacks. Then Jagne's shot blasted and blocked. Former starting center mid, Mohamed Jagne, converted center back. And now he attacks again to the end line. And Jagne will play that out, and it'll be a Lehman corner.
Well, Jagne has been seen by the coach as the backbone of this team, and he takes on the responsibilities for the dead ball restart. Created some chances there for Lehman. One of the few times they've had the ball in the offensive third in this half.
Jagne, very low corner service. And a nice job of cleaning up defensively. Celebi, it is Baruch that is the team down a man. But they continue to have the better of possession. Bellotti. Look through the middle, and another advantage given as Fomenko was making the run. So yet another restart for the Bearcats. And now Ahmed Shaker.
Strong left foot. See where he puts it. I'm looking to see go back post.
He looked for the flick on first. Goal kick for Lehman.
Entering the game for the Bearcats will be number 5, Elijah Smart. He replaces number 29, Cozy Ramadre.
Baruch goes deeper to the bench.
Looks like Grishin and Seneca will be coming back in for Baruch.
Elijah Smar playing in his 9th game of the season. He'll come in. Ball delivered wide. Then this ball chipped only at Sella.
Easy save for Sella. Not much on that ball.
So Demetrius Argyros making that run, and Baruch quickly to distribute. Smar. Shkreli. Lehman sitting back. They're up a man. And up 2 goals. Ahmed Shaker. As that ball is out of the range of Julio Ramirez. So 2 subs in for Baruch. Jaden Seneca starting center forward, number 7, and he's got great speed, and they're going to be asked to rely on that speed here. Still 26 minutes remaining for Baruch, and Lehman trying to manage the rest of this game into a championship. And Baruch, the assistant coaches, will pull Nick Bellotti here, so one of the 2 center backs.
Well, Baruch wisely going to now looking to go 3 men up top, which I think is a wise move.
Van Baron. And look at how deep Lehman is. Adenoria. Grishin, and Grishin had it played off of his feet, and ahead is Mohamed Ali Sagoba. Osei. Philip Osei accelerating. Osei then got the left-footed shot offside netting.
Good effort by Osei, cutting across the face of the goal with the left foot. He's shown us that he can hit the ball with the right, he can hit the ball with the left. Very dangerous player, very creative and very opportunistic. Here he has that space. Not a lot of net to shoot at. Again, Sella, I thought, did a nice job getting good position, cutting down the angle, knowing that he couldn't really go back post and only had the near post to shoot at.
Shkreli. The knockdown by Jacne, and Baruch committing the foul. And now Mohamed Jacne is shaken up. So we get another clock stoppage. Patrick Violette making sure that these are not in any of the least time stalling tactics by Lehman players. So Jacne restarts. Ba. The shots are 14-5 Lehman, but the possession heavily tilted towards Baruch. Ball through. Osei is onside. Osei then lost the dribble. Kind of got caught in between. He had a winger, Mohamed Ali Sagoba, to his right. Kellen Sella came out to challenge and cut down the angle. And Osei misses a big opportunity to put this game on ice.
No, that one would have put it away. But I think, Ralph, that he was looking to play the ball to Sagoba. He knew he was coming in off that right side, and I thought he was trying to play it with the outside of his right foot. He just wasn't able to get the connection to Sagoba, but that was certainly a great chance for Lehman.
And now advantage is being given foul closer to midfield, and Baruch will have yet another restart. Well, the Bearcats trailing 2-0 and down a player continue to get ample opportunities to try to get the first one. Grishin delivering to the spot, and Lehman wins the head ball. Jimmy Lopez transitioning, Sagoba. A nice diagonal ball that Lehman will get on to the end of. Here's Ebenezer Otu, who's back in. So Otu, who missed a lot of time with injury today, has popped back on the field. Sagoba, Otu, and Otu can only skip it in on Sella.
Good combination opportunity for Lehman to be able to get into the offensive third and to be able to get a shot. That's a great ball. A little bit out of the reach. And I believe that might have been Grishin on the far side, or perhaps
Seneca.
Seneca.
Abdul Aminu connecting with Argyros. And Argyros, a very long ball that will hook here for Rahman Abdulhir. He makes the connection with Osei. Osei attacking into the box, then taking the right-footed shot. Not a bad strike at all, and Sella forced to make another save.
Not at all a bad shot. Outside of the right foot, he struck it well. He had pressure on the inside, but still was able to get that ball off with the outside of the right foot, bending it, trying to bend it past Sella.
Well, Toma Gojcevic couldn't say enough about Philip Osei's potential. Yeah, he's given him good productivity with 8 goals this year, and perhaps has worn down over the course of this season in hitting that so-called freshman wall.
Well, I think Osei has done an outstanding job today. He has really created some really great chances.
Ball was just placed out of bounds by Grunassi in a miscommunication. So here's yet another free throw-in the offensive end for Baruch. Baruch will bring in Tanner Sellen, forward out of nearby Lynbrook in Nassau County.
Rasan Farad has also re-entered the game. Replacing Mumbai.
Yo, Mo, stay!
Mohamed Jogdeng. Argyros. Nice job pulling it down. Then trying to lead Osei, who went in the air. Ball settled and eventually trying to blast it through Abdulhir. Abdulhir continues to pursue, and he's the one that gets called for the foul. And now a delay of game, and Patrick Violette is trying to keep all these tempers in check, and he is going to point and give a yellow card to a Lehman player.
And that is the right call. It's a delay of game. Playing the ball after the whistle.
And the yellow was on Dimitrios Argyros for that delay of game. Osei, and stepping in Baruch. They tried to play Seneca. Abdul Aminu. Abdul Hair. And the offside flag up against Lehman. And what a choppy second half, filled with yellows, a pair of ejections. Baruch with a series of restarts. Farag, and he had even more room in front of him.
Could have taken that space, created more dangerous, by taking the space, he draws the defender to him, may open up one of the other attacking players.
Seneca trying to chest it down. 0-2. Takes it away. Ebenezer 0-2 to the feet of Jimmy Lopez. Lehman trying to get to the finish line. Kellen Sella, very resourceful young man, a fifth-year senior from Beacon, New York. Carrie, he's a co-owner of a couple of businesses. Of an ice cream shop called Schmuck's Sweet Stuff in his hometown, Beacon, New York. And he launched a retail food brand selling homemade Hudson Valley ice cream and desserts. His inspiration that was his childhood dream. He's also got a painting business, a real entrepreneur.
And isn't Baruch College known for his business school?
They are.
So this young man is in his glory.
Santa was honorable mention all section coming out of high school and has enjoyed a terrific career. 5 years a part of it, 4-year starter with a pandemic year in between. Through ball for Osei is offside. And now Osei, I think, is going to get a talking to because he did not stop playing upon hearing the whistle. So he's going to get a warning. And Philip Osei already has a yellow card.
You got to play smart when you're sitting on a yellow with your team up and the chance to go to the NCAAs. You don't want to be sitting out that next game because you took a silly second yellow.
Lehman already experiencing that, having lost centerman Mubarak Uro, who picked up a second yellow in the semifinal. Now here is another yellow out, and that is on Mohammed Ali Sagoba of Lehman. Four yellows on Lehman, 5 on Baruch, and 2 red cards on Baruch.
75th minute of play.
"75 minutes here at Queens College. What a day it's been as Wessam Farag, and none of which was expected has played out that way. Both teams going through heavy attrition, and right now at the scores table, Baruch has senior center mid Jamali Zarnadzi, who did not start, has not played. He's been stretching out, so perhaps did not start late to some sort of a muscle pull. That's the best we can speculate, but besides that, the facts are he's the CUNY Player of the Year, and there is Zarnadzi, number 10, who's had a big year. And if he is able to play even a little bit for 15 minutes, particularly on a restart, he could give Baruch great value. 0-2, and he'll cut off Farag. So Zarnatzi was sitting on the bench the entire first half, and here he comes. In a Willis Reed type moment, what can he bring, particularly from big strikes from distance? So Jamali Zarnatzi at least will have a chance to play if this is his final game in college. Transferring over from Iowa Central Community College, where he played 2 years there in a Division I junior college league. Last year, 7 goals, 2 assists. And this year has taken it to another level. And he's Baruch's leading scorer with 10 goals, 3 assists.
And clearly playing him up top, hoping that they can get the ball to his feet.
And just watching Zarnadzi run carry, it is clear that he is, I can't say he's anywhere close to 100%. They've put him in up top. Kowalski. And Kowalski played it through, and he had a teammate making a run. Follow up by Badiwe. And Badiwe trying to find Zarnadzi, and Zarnadzi trying to run onto it. The ball will be swept away.
They were looking to get the ball up to Zarnadzi. I think his right quad is heavily taped, and I'm believing that is why he was not in the starting lineup as expected.
Zarnadzi in the box, and he is feeling the back of it, either the quad or the hamstring. And you can certainly admire a man that wants to leave it all on the field today. Jamali Zarnadzi was a terror in last year's CUNY final. Farag. Shkreli off the body of Kowalski. 78th minute. And Kowalski will pick up the foul. And just needless fouls by Lehman.
Exactly. All what he got called for was grabbing the opponent. Gives a dead ball restart again. There have been many of those for Baruch, but Baruch has everybody forward. There's nobody to play the second ball when it's headed out.
Grisham. Shkreli was the target. It'll come out to Muhammad Ali Sagoba. Argyros. And Sella has to drive it out to the stands. Patience from Jagne. O2 to the end line. Reactionary save made by Sella. Sprawling save by Kellen Sella to keep Baruch at least within striking distance.
Another good save by Sella. Once that we saw the Lehman player attack that end line, you know that that's a dangerous situation, and Sella played that perfectly, not giving away any angle, cutting off whatever opportunity Lehman had to be able to get a follow-up shot.
Kellen Sella, last year's CUNY tournament MVP, for the 6 saves he had and a couple in penalties. And this one coming from O2 right at Sella.
The shot by O2, a little weak, easy for Sella to handle.
8 saves for Kellen Sella in what could be his finale. Talking to Dima Kamenchik about what has made him so good. It's because he's Mr. Consistent. Every game solid. This year he's dealt with a hamstring pull. Played against Lehman that day, didn't take goal kicks, still managed to stay in. Seneca. Seneca asking for the foul at the spot there. It'll be called against him as he rammed through Abdul Aminu. Well, Aminu took a shot in the midsection. Lehman scored a goal in the 4th minute. First shot of the game by Philip Osei. Basically taking the ball off the feet off of a Baruch center back. Kowalski chesting it down and then trying to spray it out wide, but he could not connect with a teammate. And it'll be a pair of Baruch subs coming in. And then even after the goal, Baruch still was able to dominate the game until the goal in the 36th minute that occurred by Dimitrios by Argyros. And the subs occurring, and Carey, after giving it a go, leaving the game Jamali Zarnadzi, and clearly frustrated, wasn't able to provide much to his team, and hobbling off the field, playing it perhaps 5 minutes.
Well, I give him a lot of credit for making the attempt to go on. The injured quad, ligament, whatever his pull was, certainly limiting him and his abilities to play. How much of a factor he has been not on the field for Baruch, we'll never know, but certainly you have a hard time replacing the CUNYAC Player of the Year.
0-2. Ali Sogoba. And that second goal by Alexander Agyemang that came in the 39th minute. Also off of transition for Lehman. A through ball that, with the offside flag up, a through ball intended for Agyemang that was knocked down by the Baruch center back, but right into the path of the onrushing Agyemang, off of his chest or his body, right in front of him, and he would bury the shot. There would be controversy whether or not it was an offside. It was deemed to be on, and that's where we stood at 2-0 at halftime. And before that, Baruch had a goal waved off due to a handball in the offensive end. That would have tied it at 1. That would have been midway through the first half. And that's what led to an earlier yellow on Baruch coach Dima Kamenschik. And that's what really got tempers flaring. Soon after that, the goal by Alexander Agyemang made it 2-0. And the temperature has been very hot ever since.
Over the boiling point. We hit 212 Fahrenheit.
Baruch with numerous chances down a player for these final 40 minutes, and they could not bury that first goal. Kowalski. Farag. Armand Celebi. And Seneca out to challenge, but Demeraldo Grunassi has it.
Grunassi again coming off his line very well. He does that, comes off very strong, very aggressive off of his line. Now this is what I would expect Lehman do now, is just play possession, make Baruch chase the ball as we come down to about the 5-minute mark remaining in the 85th minute.
0-2, look for Argyros. And Baruch just looks worn down, frustrated, playing without their star center mid at the beginning and giving up the early goal. And even though it's just 4 minutes in, Carey, how different that made today's game.
Absolutely. An early mistake that was costly. Changes the whole complexion of the game when you give up that goal early, and mentally it also takes you a little bit out of the game.
Lehman as a program officially ascended to varsity status in 2009, so they don't have as long of a history as Baruch. Baruch will have it here, and another restart. Toma Gojcevic was their coach in the 90s when they were a club program, or not yet NCAA certified to be a program. And then he became the head coach for a second time in 2014. And
he has really seen the program almost from infancy develop, which I think really gives him a lot of satisfaction, knowing that it was his program to start and watched it grow, and now basically a step away from getting into the NCAAs.
this ball skips through, and Shkreli puts it in. The goal will count.
Oh, yes.
A deep restart, and with 4:09 left, Baruch has new life. Down a man, but now it's just 2-1.
Granisi mishandling that goal, or that ball being played in off the restart and allowing an easy opportunity. Watch the ball, and maybe it takes a little skid, but not handling it very cleanly. And giving life to Baruch, as you said, Ralph. Maybe a little too late for Baruch with just over 4 minutes in the 86th minute. Can they continue the offensive thrust that they've now been awarded?
Frank Shkreli's first career goal in college comes in the CUNY championship game. So the head ball off the restart by Kosi Badiwe, who gets the assist. And we might have a frenetic final 4 minutes. As if this game didn't need any more fireworks. Clock will be stopped as Lehman was beginning to consider stalling. Badiwe right into the path of Ali. Out wide. Here is the shot. Is it counting? It will. It's put away. Ebenezer Otu from Muhammad Ali Sagoba. And now Lehman has put this championship on ice.
Well, where we thought Baruch had a little momentum going into this last few moments of this match, Lehman takes whatever life out of the Baruch team. There's a nice little layoff, and there's the ball played to the back post, side netting, an easy goal.
Time of the goal, the 87th minute.
Ebenezer. An easy finish for Lehman to put it pretty much away. If they just play a little smart now and look to make the ball a possession game and just knock it around, you do have that extra man advantage, which they should be able to capitalize on.
Ebenezer Otu, 6th of the season. Assist to Muhammad Ali Sagoba, his 3rd. Baruch out wide for Seneca. And Seneca still battling hard. Jaden Seneca is also a senior, and if he is done, what a career he had at North Shore High School, two-time All-County there. Lopez releasing forward. Ahmed Shaker. Cleared forward by Bright Taki of Lehman. So Baruch able to get a goal to come within 2-1. And then less than a minute later, Lehman able to get a response. 3-1 here, coming up on the final 2 minutes.
And another restart for Baruch. 88th minute.
Grisham. Service to the area. Head ball. And again, that was Shkreli. And this time, Grunasi squeezes.
And holds it well in traffic.
The two goals were separated, Carey, by just 28 seconds. Shkreli, first of his career, and then Ebenezer Otu with the put away. Final 90 seconds. Kowalski, and Kowalski is going to be tripped up and will have a restart. And you got to be careful here, and a yellow immediately on Adam Kowalski, as he had something to say on the tackle. Tempers have been flaring the entire day. The last thing you want to do is taunt or anything even near that.
And I think you hit it. That's exactly what Kowalski got the yellow for. A little bit of taunting on the foul. I think he made some comments and applauded the Baruch player for that foul. And that got the yellow. And you're right, unnecessary.
Yellow card has been charged to number 12 of the Bearcats, John.
Baruch intercepts.
89th minute of play.
Celebi for Seneca. Grunasi has it as we hit the 90th minute. Well, how satisfying this is going to be for Lehman. It wasn't a smooth landing at all for Toma Gojcevic. It's the most injuries that he's had in a year in the 12 years total that he's been at Lehman. And Toma's had his own injuries on top of that. October 13th, Toma was at a gas station, innocently walking during the day, happens to get hit by a car pulling into the gas station. 2 days later is their 4-2 loss to Baruch. And Toma has been doing physical therapy. He's okay, but it's going to take a little process. He took, as I guess we would say, he was pushed hard by the car.
Yeah.
But he withstood it. His entire Lehman program has withstood a lot of challenges this year, but the Lightning are able to close out Baruch today and have their vengeance a year later. Lehman has captured the CUNY championship. They dethrone Baruch. Lehman celebrates the program's 4th title, and they do it here at Queens College, 3-1. Well, as you can see, the Lehman fans mobbing the field here at Queens College, so this will take some time to get organized.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, all
as Baruch heads off the field, and some great players like Kellen Sella, Jamali Zornadze seeing their careers come to an end. Lehman is off to the Division III Men's NCAA Tournament at 10-4-2. We'll bring you the championship celebration and get some post-game reaction.
How easy is health insurance with Health First? Absolutely easy with our app. Can you search for a doctor? Absolutely. Can you access your member ID? Absolutely. Download our app today.
I'll give you something, make you shake it, shake it. You better get yourself ready, 'cause I'm about to do my thing. Oh, hey, hey. I've seen it from the van, now we're dancing on the half-price. Oh, hey, hey. I'm turning on the dime, now we're flipping on the upside, upside, upside. I'm turning on the dime, now we're flipping on the upside.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
How easy is health insurance with Health First? Absolutely easy with our app. Can you search for a doctor? Absolutely. Can you access your member ID? Absolutely. Download our app today.
I'll give you something, make you shake it, shake it. You better get yourself ready, 'cause I'm about to do my thing. Oh, hey, hey. I've seen it from the van, now we're dancing on the half-price. Oh, hey, hey. I'm turning on the dime, now we're flipping on the upside, upside, upside. I'm turning on the dime, now we're flipping on the upside.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
And the celebration is continuing here for Lehman. They've cleared the field, and now the Lightning will get their championship medals and take home the CUNY Men's Soccer Championship trophy. And then get ready for the NCAA tournament after the selections are announced and the bracket revealed on Monday morning. And meanwhile, Baruch huddled up as they have their final season huddle. Baruch sees a 9-game winning streak come to an end in what was a very frustrating finish here for the Bearcats. Head coach Dima Kamenschik coming back on the field to join his team after he picked up a second yellow and a red card after a series of frustrating calls went against the Bearcats. And once they went down a man, that changed everything, and that occurred still with 40 minutes remaining in the game, and Baruch still had a boatload of chances to try to make it a 2-1 game, and ultimately they did make it a 2-1 game with 4 minutes remaining on the clock.
I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank the student
So we'll carry the presentation before we say goodbye.
Today working the sidelines. Thank you so much for all of your assistance, courtesy of their athletic director, Mr.
Right now down to the field, let's head over to Carey, and Carey's got what ended up being the game-winning goal.
Thank you for being a part of today's event. And our award ceremony will begin in just a moment. At this time, we ask that you please...
Or rather, one of the key players in Dimitrios Argyros of Lehman. He's down on the field now with Carey.
Come on, fans. Give them a big hand.
It's a great win for Lehman, avenging, of course, last year's loss. But the goal that took place early in the first 4.5 minutes, how important was that to the play of this game?
It was really important. We knew that we had to be out there and we had to be the first one to get that goal because they were strong, you know. Great performance from Baruch. but we knew that we had to be first to score, because if not, they would have all the pressure all
Now at
over
this
us.
time, I would like
And
to
they have a
invite
lot of
the
very
team
good
captains and the
scorers.
coaching staff
How
of this year's
satisfying
runner-up
is
of the
this
regular
win
season and
for
defending
Lehman,
champion Baruch College Bearcats
considering
to
all
please
the
come and pick up
injuries
their
that you've
runner-up trophy
sustained over the
presented to
course
you
of the season?
by our commissioner.
You know, every week we
Mr.
pick up some
Carl
nicks and knocks, but
Congratulations
we
to
just keep
Baruch.
pushing, and we got together as a team, and no matter who was hurt, who was down, we all gave 130%, because we know that next round NCAA tournament, we're there. We have a great chance to make history and be that first CUNY team to win that first round.
Their
Well, that's a
athletic
great
director is Ms.
opportunity,
Heather
and your
McCullough.
defense. Talk a little bit about how the play of the defense has taken you this far.
Man, like Coach says, defense wins games. Even a man down, if they had a man up, if we were even, we had to play defense. We had to make sure no mistakes, and that's what we did for almost 90 minutes.
Well, you had a man advantage over the course of much of the second half. How did that impact the play of the team?
It really did. It really did, because it just calmed us down. And, even though we had a little edge, we still knew we had to get that one more goal, because, they scored right there. But we picked it up, and we took advantage of that man down.
What's going through your mind when they break a 2-1?
Oh, man, 2-1's a dangerous lead. 2-0's a dangerous lead. I knew we had to get that extra goal, and we finally did it. We did it.
Well, good for you, and congratulations
Now,
once
fans,
again
I
to
would like
Lehman.
to introduce
And good luck as you go into the
Baruch College
NCAAs.
Thank you.
Ralph, back to you.
Thank you, Kerry, and one of
Please keep the
the
applause
veteran
going
leaders
as
of this
I
Lehman team, and
number
Dimitrios
one,
Argyros,
John Legasa.
came to the program after transferring from Division II Concordia, a hard worker and a guy
Number
that
two,
is indispensable for
Ensign
Toma Gojcevic
Novak.
and his team as a holding mid. He's become one of the connecting pieces, and great recommendations from the former Concordia coach that recommended him for a final year,
Number
6
five,
years out of high school, and now he's going to
Starr.
play at least one more game and taking home a CUNY championship for Dimitrios Argyros. Goal scorers today, the first goal from Philip Ose, the second one coming from Alexander Agyemang, and then the third goal from Emedizer Otu. Lehman wins today 3-1.
Number
Baruch
nine,
cutting it to
Julio
2-1,
Ramirez.
getting a Frank Shkreli goal with 4 minutes on a head ball, scoring while down a player.
Number 11, Uthman.
But then the third goal by Otu coming just 28 seconds later, and that put the game
Number
away
13,
for the Lehman
Tanner
Lightning.
Salin.
What a long afternoon it was, and Lehman had to earn every
14,
single bit of it and needed some breaks to go their way. And Baruch is knocked out, and you'll see these two teams see one another again in the CUNY championships probably for
Number
many
17,
years.
Vladimir
These two teams have
Gaura.
started to separate themselves as the top two.
Number 20,
And based on the
Spencer
frustration
Ramos.
and the energy level on the field, there is no love lost.
Number 21, Daniel Fomenko.
And some